This is, I don't even know what episode this is, but welcome back to Can We Be Friends? And we are here with our first guest, Austin Apostle. Welcome, Austin.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome on.
As always, I'm Gage Morrow.
I'm Mike Massaro.
And now we got to talk about something that's not the downfall of this libertarian ideal we call a country and expand into other things that aren't world politics.
Not world politics. I spent all day on the phone with an insurance company.
Oh, God. What insurance company?
It was for work. It was this like CNA. They like represent like professional business people who like need insurance for like legal stuff or shit like that. And I got 6 different people telling me that it wasn't their job to deal with something that was definitely their job and just transferring me around to other departments. Like fucking 6 hours. And my boss is like, "Hey, why is this taking so long to do?" It's like, because I don't know the last time I had fucking 24 hours to just sit there and be on hold.
Like usually you hang up by now.
Yeah.
I've maybe worked in an office once as like a fucking like assistant or something at my college, like in the admissions office.
Yeah.
I might have like filed papers that you could have. It was one of those like work study things that like the school gets like fed money.
Yeah.
So like,
Dude, I used to get pissed when I would have to go
grade a
to
semester.
financial aid and I talked to like a student that had the answer to like 3 questions and that's it.
what do you mean?
Like
Yeah.
they would have student workers at like the financial aid office that had like the answer to like 3 questions that you would have.
Oh,
and
yeah.
anything beyond that, they're like, I don't know what I'm fucking doing.
You could send an email to this address and someone will respond to you within 4 to 6 business days.
Oh my God, they're basically like one step above a robocaller. Of like when you're like,
literally, yeah.
what is your issue? It's like
Yeah.
always this passive aggressive
Yeah.
too when you call into these insurance companies and they have the robocall on the other end. And they're like, it would really be helpful if you tell me what you're looking for. I'm like, representative.
Yeah, literally.
I would love to connect you with the representative, but I really need you to tell me what the fuck you need with my representative.
I've started I figured out that some of those machines, you can, if you interrupt it enough, it'll just immediately send you to an operator.
Oh yeah, I just always hit
Right,
0,
right.
0, 0, 0.
Oh yeah, well like even if you don't, like I just started, because I tried that on a couple and it was like, sorry, your request cannot be processed. So I just started talking over it because it stops the recording if you start talking because it's trying to like listen to you and see what
right.
you need. And so I just like, no, just like, I'm like an obstinate child.
Dude, you know what I learned something from Joey Diaz? Is the press 2 for Spanish line is so much shorter than the English one.
Really?
So it's like
Oh,
if you
yeah.
speak Spanish, and then he's like, you know what I do? He's like, I don't even speak that good of Spanish. He says, I just hit 2 for Spanish. And then when the lady picks up, I'm like, excuse me, but then speaks like Spanglish, and then just gets like coaxes her into English. So and then I saw a TikTok. I thought I was like, he's the only one who thought of that. That's genius.
That is genius.
And then I saw a TikTok of this like white girl who's like panning the camera around, and there's this like Peruvian looking kid. He's like, and he has the whole fucking like all of her information. And she like the caption was like, "Love having a boyfriend who speaks Spanish." Skip the line. It was like 5-minute wait or whatever for like traveler's insurance. But that's so true. It's like I honestly was considering starting Duolingo just to stop being put on hold. Like this 2 for Spanish line is so short.
You don't even need to do Duolingo. I've started like, so I took Spanish like all elementary, middle school, but I never like retained a lot. But then I started watching Narcos like really religiously.
That is a good ass fucking show.
Oh, dude, so good. But it's made my Spanish good. But like
Really?
only like narcotic Colombian Spanish. Like, that's all. Like, tu voy a matarlos, tus niños, todas las personas que tú conoces. Like it's just shit like that.
Dude, you're really gonna love 000 when you check it. It's like that, but a step way high. It's like if Tarantino directed a drug trafficking thing, dude. It's so good.
Yep. What I just said was I'm gonna kill you, your family, everyone you know, your children.
Oh, I got the children part.
Yeah, which is like, is
Might
what.
be able to use that in real life.
Yeah, well, honestly, it's what I want to say to those people anyway. So,
Yeah.
like, if I do it in Spanish, maybe it's, please.
Dude, I'll cut this out, but please, you gotta make that a bit. That's fucking. That's fucking great. Please,
Yeah.
please. That is like, you just wrote that right now. That's good. But that's what this is all about. They know, the audience at home knows that we're all comedians, and hopefully we can have more comic guests on, more people who think that we actually have clout to spread around. Really, this is just like being put right next to my manifesto on my YouTube channel.
And people are like, oh, wait, 30 people will listen to me talk? Like, yeah, I'll be on your podcast. Like,
We're so desperate for attention, even if it's like delayed gratification of an audience, but...
hey, you got to put in the...
I listened to 1.5
of our podcast?
So far.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I tried listening to, I think, the most recent one today, and then you got into, like, something about the brain. Something about, like...
Oh, yeah.
And I was, like, trying to, like, do a complex calculation, and then I just hear you in the back of my. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? It was something about like brain waves syncing up or some shit like that.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that. No, it was literally like.
But it was interesting, and then then it turned into I had to focus on something else, and then I just still hear you. I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
And they'd be like, and that's why I know Austin's listening right now. I'd be like, wait, what the fuck? No, dude, how is it like my point was about like I've only worked in an office for like a little bit, like, but you two, I know what your comedy is and I know how you guys talk normally, but I know you both work in an office setting and I don't know how you can bear like restraining yourself in those, because I work in a factory and people are just mostly racial slurs, but I mean it's just it's just nonstop, not me personally, but it's just like so much, like we just blow off steam all the time, covered in oil and like dirt and shit. No one cares. They're like, fuck you fucking cunt, fuck you pussy. And there's like, all right, I'm gonna go help you make the machine run better or whatever. You know, like you just blow off steam. But you guys are like HR, like middle, like you gotta like watch what you say.
Yes and no for me, as I work in a really small office, so it's like there's 8 people, so it's not corporate at all. There's no like, I can get away with a lot more there. I say a lot that I probably would be fired for elsewhere, but like at the same time, I still can't handle just like the like having to put on a fake voice while I answer the phone, like pretending like the worst is foregoing punchlines because they're like actually over the line and too inappropriate to say in real time. So many times, like I pushed the line a couple times, but like it's been okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've had to forego punchlines because the cumulative IQ of my department is like not above room temperature, but they're just like, you wouldn't get this like deeply geopolitical punchline, but so I'm just gonna say retard and like move on.
Fuck.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like that's like the baseline. It was like, this broad, like this dude, like this like old timer. I was like changing something on the machine. My knees really hurt. I'm like, fuck, my knees are killing me, man. He's like, he was so excited to get this joke out too. Like it was like his first time getting stage time. He's like, well, why do you think you're
right down
dude, he deep in his fucking strike zone, and he's like, why do your knees hurt? I was like, because I was sucking giant cocks behind the machine, dude. I was dribbling up all this cum in my mouth. He's like, oh, this guy can take a joke. Like, I make the jokes, you fucking cunt.
Dude, that's the go-to for all of them, and they never have a creative way to call someone gay either.
Oh,
it's
no.
always just like,
Dude, I had sunburn on my knees, only my knees one time, and it was just like 2 weeks straight of those type of fucking jokes from literally fucking everybody.
Yeah, it's easy when you work with a bunch of people who can't get sunburned.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, I got the inside. Fucking Austin works with a bunch of Indian guys, so.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm just extremely quiet at work, basically. Like, they have no, like, in my head, the shit I say in my head is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I can't say it out. Like, the company I work for, it's like it's a big ass company.
Yeah.
So, it sucks. That's why I hate it. Like, I have to like put on a fucking mask like all day long and just.
Probably easier when you can like mute yourself. You know what I mean? Like at least if you're working at home.
Yeah.
You're not like
at
in
home,
the office.
dude.
In the office.
Yeah.
Were you at this job before Corona?
Yeah, I was there.
So you were like in an office space.
Yeah, it's literally like it's like a floor of like 200 plus people, and I was just one of the dudes in the cubicle.
That might have been a little better. I don't know, because like a small firm, it's like everyone knows who you are.
Yeah, but it's almost you build like relationships.
Yeah,
easier,
you have like credit with the people. So,
Yeah.
so you know what I mean. If you make an off-color joke or something like that, they know that you're not like malintentioned or it's like this is an issue we have to talk about. Like it is what it is.
Plus, you get to know the people better in a small office. Like,
yeah.
Because I worked in a small office before. My old boss, because I was a loan officer before I was accountant, and my old boss was like, swear to God, in his interview, he was saying like, I forgot what he was talking about. He's like, but you don't want to do that. That sucks. Moose cock. And dude, I'm just sitting there like. I bet it does. I just started busting out laughing. I'm like, that's ridiculous. But he was like, he had that like Wolf of Wall Street mentality. So at the end of the day, we're basically salesmen trying to sell bridge loans. Yeah. And he had that like, we're selling dog shit. Like,
no, please, this is actually, I wanted to get insight. I like getting these different perspectives. When Cliff is on, I can ask him about how to get a bus pass. But now that you're here, what the fuck is a bridge loan? Because I've heard it in like mafia movies all the time. Like I was just watching The
It's
Irishman,
like-
and he's like, I just need a bridge loan, and it's like,
Yeah,
was
I
it
mean,
to literally build a bridge, or is it to get you from like one thing?
It's like basically a loan with really shitty terms. Because like
Okay, so
For
is
instance,
it like a trap?
no, it's not. It's like say the way that we sold it and that people would buy it is like say you're buying a shitty house,
Okay,
but you're buying it because you're gonna rehab it
okay.
and then resell it. But no bank is gonna give you a fucking loan on a house that like doesn't pass inspection even close, like even remotely close to passing inspection.
Gotcha.
So basically, what people like that do is they get a bridge loan for could be 6 months, 3 months. I think it was like up to like a couple of years for what we offered, and the interest rate is way higher, and they have like prepayment penalties. So to make sure we get the money that we put into, like if a prepayment penalty is basically like you pay off the loan, say it's a year-long loan and you pay it off in 6 months. You're gonna get a penalty for that.
That's hilarious.
That's how shitty the loan is.
fucking hilarious.
But that's because that's how it works.
So
basically.
I
That's
imagine,
how we
like,
make our
Reminds me
money.
of like 2008, like a little bit.
That's kinda how it was.
So it's also like super high interest rates, I imagine.
Oh yeah, super high interest
Yeah.
rates.
Like what are we talking
Compared to
about?
like,
Eights?
It's the Vic.
it could be 5 to 10%. I think. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. It was a
Okay.
while ago, but I think it's like 5 to 10%.
I'm just going off of like what my student loans were, because I know everything's got a different like
Yeah.
APR. I know credit cards are like super high interest,
Mhm.
you know. But I don't know. This is like interesting stuff for, especially when we start the financial podcast. But
funny money.
yes, funny money coming soon, coming to a YouTube channel near you. But yeah, it's just found it interesting how I think it's fascinating. Like if you don't know how to play the game fucks you right in the ass. Like
yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I gave this like because I work customer service one time. I would work at like at one time I was working at a movie theater and Starbucks at the same time in Boston because they were right across the street from each other. And there was this one guy, and I was like, I just became like a shift manager or whatever, and he was just like complaining. He's like, man, fuck this system, man, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, bro, you're holding an iPhone. Like, he was just like, man, fuck capitalism, whatever. I'm like, look, here's what it is. Like, there's a game that's being played. If you don't get good at playing the game, you're going to lose.
Yeah, you gotta learn the fucking
If
game.
you don't get great at playing the game with how our lives are going, with how the economy's going out, you're going to lose. The game's going to get played no matter what. So you either sit on the bench and never win a single point, or you like jump in and start to like take it on the chin, because you know there's no way you don't play. You can throw your iPhone into the Charles River and like walk into like upstate Worcester and just like become a monk in the woods. But even then, there's fucking property
I would
rights.
advertise that approach because selling your soul is a Faustian bargain.
But
Yeah,
even then, you were
I
talking
guess,
about
like-
even then you were talking about federal land. He's like, you could, even if you walked into the woods, you couldn't plant on that
No,
land. You
no.
couldn't grow tomatoes or whatever.
You can't plant on there. You can't live on there. You can't because everything's been enclosed and sold off. And like that's the. There's a lot more like. There's a lot more of a structural reason. Now we're back into politics.
It's alright. It's alright. No, but it goes into like my point being is like there's always a game being played and everyone's playing a different game. I'm sure in like in law and like how lawyers charge and shit like that. Like lawyers are like dumb expensive, but are necessary to make the justice system move. Like you need a lawyer.
But like if you
Unless you're Charles Manson.
actually look into the justice system, it's not like a justice system. It's a pay for play system, and on top of that, it's like even the parts that are supposed to work for justice are the most inefficient. Like if you look like DCF and the fucking like and the removal of children from their parents.
I'm
like,
watching Handmaid's Tale right now, and I'm like seeing some like
the
like, the
way
lead
they
up to
do
it's kinda
that
creepy.
shit
It's really creepy.
is fucked. It's so. Like for like they'll say they're getting these people help and you're like, oh, you have a drug problem, like we'll get you intervention and stuff like that, but it's not like you think the state is good therapy resources like hey, so by the time they're already there, and 9 out of 10 times it just originates from some sort of like family conflict, you know what I mean, and by the time they're there, it's already too late because the paperwork's in the process, and once it starts, it's over, and like and the only people that avoid that are people with fucking money.
You know what? Yeah. And then another problem too, and I think this is with like everyone having their specialty or whatever, is like every hammer season. Like every hammer, if you're a hammer, all you
Yes.
see is nails.
Absolutely.
So it's like if DCF is called, they can't just be like, oh, this was an unreasonable call. We don't need to be here. Goodbye. Have a nice one.
But that's the
You know
same
what I mean?
problem with just like get good at playing the game and play the game, is that if all you're looking at is that dollar hanging in front of you, and then like your only end goal of like what I need to get out of this life is financial success and stability, and that's the only vision that is driving you forward, you're gonna every hammer sees a nail.
Yeah.
You're gonna ignore a lot of the context, like, hey, maybe I shouldn't do this really bad thing. I encounter that all the fucking time at my job. Like, you know, that whole everyone deserves representation thing. Like, you know, it's a little fucking weird. Like it can get fucking weird sometimes. And like,
It's true. Like someone did have to defend OJ, and they did a great job.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
someone made millions of dollars doing that. There are people who make millions of dollars a year tearing families apart just so they can take a third of that family's net worth. Like that is the most
divorce court and like
divorce
family court
lawyers.
shit. Oh my God.
Divorces are for people who want to fuck or who can't fuck each other in real life anymore, so they fuck each other in court.
Dude,
And
I want
the
to
lawyer
see what
gets paid.
happens with Bill and Melinda Gates. Oh my
They're
God.
getting a divorce, right?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You know what you hear about like this?
I
Bill
don't know, I
Gates.
didn't hear why, but I know they're getting a divorce.
Bill Gates had a contingency in their relationship that he could go see his ex-girlfriend in South Africa one week out of the year.
Really?
Every
Yeah.
year.
Yep.
What a weird. That's like such a billionaire thing to do.
definitely- yeah, I was
you know
gonna
what
say,
I mean?
that's
It
definitely
So it's
something
like,
you'd
well,
wanna
we have
do.
to you have like
Yeah.
you have like the vacation funds in escrow. It's like all done in fucking ETH or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's so sus.
All right, Jeffrey, you get 6 14-year-olds, 2 12-year-olds,
Oh, God.
and 3 16-year-olds
Yeah.
this year.
Dude, that's another thing too. We just like the news cycle is so quick. Like all these
Yeah.
things roll one over the other. Like Jeffrey Epstein still was murdered in jail, and like
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about.
Symptoms of the same problem.
I want to see what Ghislaine is. What happens to her? Because
That's what I was thinking. I
She's
haven't heard
really
anything
the-
about her since she got.
she's the real
Arrested, right?
ringleader of this whole operation.
yeah.
Like her father was I forgot his name.
Maxwell.
Yes.
Robert Maxwell.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
like Israeli intelligence, assassinated by Mossad. All of his kids had different missions.
Mhm.
Like one of his daughters was like in the development process of a search engine that they
Wow.
sold to the CIA,
I don't know.
and they gave it a
Right.
back door so that they could get into like the back door of like other people's search and shit like that.
That means grab me a beer though.
Hey, did you go up here?
I'm good, yeah. I'm such a lightweight. But yeah,
Feeling it?
no, not yet. I might have enough.
Feeling it, Mr. Grant?
I don't want to have one just right after one after the other. But yeah, it's kind of fucked. It's like, because that's the real shit that's going on. But meanwhile, someone's got to feed their kids. You know what I mean? Like, so it's justifiable why like no one's up in arms about it, because it's like, all right, I mean, but I gotta go to McDonald's. Like, I have to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But the other part of it is too is it's like there's an element, there's a larger and growing larger group of people who like are doing what they can to scrape by, like paycheck to paycheck.
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
And then there's everybody else who like we work nice jobs, we make decent money, we bank shit, get a 401k, and I think that's like part of the biggest where it comes in is like you get that 401k, you're putting like 3% of your salary, like on average, like into the thing. Company matches it a little bit, and you're just watching your portfolio grow as it goes into the market, and it's like, oh shit, like the way this massive hedge fund is investing my money is making me money, and it's making my retirement fund ready, and like, you don't ever want to cash out of that. You don't want to buy out of that because you bought in already.
oh yeah, I mean, dude, I see it all the time with these old timers at my work. It's like, there's such a specific demographic of people that work at my factory. There's like the old timers who worked in a time of pension, in a time where like, but they're trying to phase that out and like, beat the morality out of these people.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they bought into a system when they were teenagers, right out of high school. They're like, I can work at a factory. It's a good, steady job. It's never going to go anywhere. And then, of course, like globalists, like corporate interests started like buying out chunks of the company and things like that. And China and India doing it for cheaper because they're selling slave labor. But like, then there's like that, and then there's a huge, so it's like 50 to like 70-year-olds working, and then there's a huge chunk, and then there's like 20-year-olds like me working there, who like don't have any other thing. They like dropped out of community college or whatever. They landed there. Like, I'm paying off student debt.
Yeah.
It's good money, but like you can tell the downfall. All the old time, oh, it's back when my day it used to be so much better, but they will never fucking quit.
No.
Because they bought into the system so early on. They're cashing out like 1.2, 1.8 mil, for the retirement and shit like that, because it's good money. They just broke up their family for overtime.
Wait,
They're
they
like,
offer a pension there too?
they had pension. It's like now it's all 401k. So it's like the people who were gonna collect
way
pension.
better than 401k.
Oh, for sure. But the people who are gonna collect pensions and stuff like that, that's all out the window. Because
Yeah.
our company went through the wash so many different times. Now it's a different name than it was, 2 decades, 3 decades ago. But you can just see like they throw their whole lives away for that buck at the end of the rainbow. And meanwhile, they're like, by the time they get there, they're on their third wife, their second house, the 3 stepsons or whatever. And it's just like, what did you get? If you look back at the accounting, like, you could have worked at a gas station, been there for your family, and then like had a much more fulfilling life. It's
Are
like,
you happy?
Yeah, have fun
And-
splitting
and-
that 1.8 with your 5th wife. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
And, like content happy.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Aristotelian happiness, not like are you fucking high and well fed and watching TV like bread and circus shit like.
yeah, dude. But it's interesting because that's like, I don't know. That's why I'm excited to go to Austin and like jump on this fucking dream as soon as possible.
Shoot our shot.
Yeah, because at least if we,
Shoot our load.
yeah, just blow our load all over Texas, dude.
Blow our load.
But it's like,
I'm so excited to hear you guys are doing that.
fuck yeah. I mean, and
Fuck it.
that's what I'm telling everyone who's like talking to me. I'm just like,
99.9% chance of failing, but I'm doing it.
of course, dude.
I've
But
been thinking about doing the same thing. Like,
you got it, man. And if you're
Fuck
gonna do it, you gotta be able to set a deadline and just pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
otherwise, you're just gonna always justify. Like we were talking to a comic who was like, "Man, I was down in Austin and I was really enjoying myself and I loved it." And I was like, "I'm gonna like look at neighborhoods to buy." Then when I came back, I got a job offer and I couldn't refuse. And I'm like, "Fuck, dude!" Like
yeah.
now, I just like when you said that in the moment, like I looked at your face and you just turned 50 and I saw you holding like your kids. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like
Oh God.
I just saw the dream leave your body.
Tethered.
Yeah.
You just tether yourself to bullshit and then you're
Mm.
done. Like that's yeah. Like I've been seriously considering. I mean, I've been thinking about moving to Austin for a while. Like I just never had like a real reason to do it. I didn't know if I wanted to go to law school and shit. And like everything's sort of like figured itself out in the last few months. Like we've talked about this a little bit. But
Yeah.
then, like yeah, and then I don't know. And then just like shit with work's gotten so busy, and I was like, fuck it. Like I have nothing. Like my lease is up. At the end of the summer, like I can move home for a little while, save some money, and then just fucking go. Like I've nothing holding me here.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I'm excited. I was trying to convince Haley to do it. And she's like, "No, I can't." I'm like, "Fucking do it! It's so much cheaper than New York." That's like what I'm leaning on. Is like I don't want to deal with winters. It's so much cheaper than New York. And then after the pandemic, you never know what's going to happen. You never know what
Yeah.
kind of
Yep.
and how long it's going to take for them to recover. So many clubs shut down, and like Austin's on the upswing, and New York has like had its momentum. And
Yeah.
it like
The-
put a fucking house
Yeah.
in front of the freight train.
What I'll say is the only thing that's going to give New York an edge with this is the fact that now you can have weed lounges in the city. And now that it's recreationally legal, they're going to allow you to smoke weed like in certain places in the city. So someone is going to come up with the idea of combining a comedy club with that.
For
sure.
That's
Right.
going to change the game because that doesn't exist.
Every comic's gonna be
Yeah,
hilarious.
dude, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's going to be fucking.
And dude, the food
like,
sales are going to be through
yeah.
the roof.
Oh, yeah.
Like
It's gonna be
food drinks.
insane.
Sativas only, no indicas. We don't want anyone just passing out.
Yeah.
Stop staring at the wall. I'm right here.
It's
Come
one
on.
My thing with New York is that, for me at least, because I'm in finance, it's too close to home. I feel like for me it'll be too easy to quit comedy and just get a job out there, and then
Yep.
fucking I'm just living in New York
Yep.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went to school in New York, so I have too much like already. Like I know people there. I have like I need to start the fuck over. Like I need
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
yeah, because this is what I want to pursue, and I don't want anything else to be in the way of that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, being here, I've learned that being here is in the way of that.
Yeah.
Like
For me, it's strictly like a money thing, and also I'm excited to see the scene flourish.
Mhm.
Like,
yeah,
I want my dollar to stretch further so I can put more of like my unpaid labor into comedy. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
don't have
yeah,
to work
yeah.
so hard that I miss out on opportunities to get on stage.
absolutely.
Right.
I want people to afford my freedom, because as open micers, we sometimes even have to pay to get on stage. You know, like
Yes.
the cover charges and like drink
Right.
minimums and shit
Especially
like
in New
that.
York.
I mean, I'm sure Austin, like
We'll find ways,
It'll go
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Oh,
because there's so many
eventually.
people flocking there, but
Yeah.
it still won't be anything near New York right now. So
And one of the cool things too, like I
Ideally.
don't know if you guys have been down there before. Like, like one of my buddies was telling me. I went through like for a couple days, but like I didn't stay there. Like we drove through a couple times, and like but my like a good friend of mine, I've known him like my entire life. He went down there and he called me like I don't know, like 8-9 months ago. He's down there for like a couple weeks, and he's like, dude, like you gotta move here. Like he's like knowing you, like this is like that you
Yeah.
should be here. Like it's just a cool, weird little city.
that's a
Loose
thing.
gun laws in Texas, which I'm a big fan
I
of.
feel like it's a perfect balance of Democrat and Republican.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
seems like everyone's like in the middle there. Which is,
And everyone's kind of on the same page with that.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
it doesn't really matter that like we don't totally agree on like what our politics are
Right.
here. We're just doing our thing down here. And that's
One-
like why I love Texas in general. Like,
one weird thing I could say, because I did visit for like, I went for a bachelor party. I went down there for like 4 days.
yeah.
There were multiple bars I went to where like hula hooping was a thing, dude. Like, and I was like,
That's wild.
I was down for it because
Yeah.
like you're watching this sexy ass girl hula hoop, and I'm like, and just drinking a beer, like a creep. Like I don't want to try it, but I'll watch you do it.
It's better than just staring at the back of a girl's head in Connecticut at a bar. Like,
Yeah,
there's no hula hoops
but
up
it
here.
was definitely weird. Like you would go out in like the patio section, and there's like just people who, and then there's people. I guess their job was to show you how to hula hoop, which was odd. I'm a grown ass man. I'm not learning how to hula hoop in public. All right, it's just not happening.
This isn't kindergarten gym class.
Yeah, no, you can't.
But that was bizarre. That was the
That's
one where.
wild.
I just learned something only because you said hula hoops. I'll bring this up, but I was doing research for an article, and I just learned that the people who work at Hulu are called hooligans.
Hooligans?
So like spell like HULUGANS.
Right.
Hooligans. So there's that.
Who came up with that?
I don't know, probably some fucking corporate.
HR.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
let's make a cooler feel to this while we
Yeah,
buy
like,
up intellectual property because we are only a company that can scavenge off the bodies of other creatives.
I've been watching Peaky Blinders on Netflix all week. I know, but hooligans.
Yeah,
That's
no, they saw Euro
That's
Trip.
what we gotta call our people.
Dude.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I worked at like customer service all the time, so it's like I know I'm gonna have to go back to that or something similar. I want some kind of factory or just a just something to like
Tesla.
I can just fuck. Oh yeah, Tesla. I can just go.
I was just looking at jobs at the Tesla factory in Austin. They're hiring a bunch of
I didn't
people.
know that.
Yeah.
Oh, what, for what though? Like just a warehouse job, you mean? Oh.
Line shifts. So just like basic assembly. Like the requirements are like enough that like,
They pay you in Bitcoin.
I don't have to pay Bitcoin, but they pay you well.
Yeah.
When
And,
do you-
yeah?
When do
I
you
don't
think
know.
there'll be the first job that pays in Bitcoin
I just don't know.
besides corn and like human trafficking?
When, or-
The first
Yeah.
job that pays
Like
in
when do you
Bitcoin?
think we'll see?
2025.
So in our lifetime for sure we'll see.
Oh, definitely.
I feel like there already has got to
got
be something. I feel like
I mean, technically, there's NFL and athletes getting paid in Bitcoin.
How so? Like
I mean,
sponsorship deals.
their salaries. They asked. I'm not exactly sure which
Yeah.
ones, but I remember reading articles because I'm so fucking balls deep.
dude, that makes so much sense.
So I'm reading articles that are like way over my head, but I'm like, you know what? I think I'm getting it. But there's definitely been athletes like kind of no-name ones, but regardless, they are still in the
They're about
NFL
to be a
every
big
day.
name too. if
Yeah,
they're paid big.
geniuses.
They're
are you kidding
they're
me?
getting paid in Bitcoin.
If you're getting paid
It's like
tens of
$500
millions
grand,
a
$1 million
year.
contract, but
Yeah.
still, like,
Yeah, I mean that's like I'm sure there's some other contingencies like being paid equity into a company that's like a stock or whatever. So Bitcoin would be no
Yeah,
different. It's just
right.
of a different
Yeah.
stock ish.
that's why, like, on what was it, Wednesday when we were at the mic at Mill 180, I fucking made the mistake of looking at my investments right before I went on stage. I think I told you this, dude. I was down like $5,000, and I'm like,
God.
and I was about to get called up, and I'm like, fuck. And then I looked at like why that was the case because I'm 85% cryptocurrency. It's because which is I don't recommend that.
I'm not an expert.
It's
I'm
not
just,
flagrant too. We're
I'm
not.
very I basically treat investing like gambling. I wouldn't recommend it. But anyway,
That's what it is.
Elon Musk, he said no one's going to be buying Teslas in Bitcoin anymore. Like he stopped that. And I'm thinking like, who's the dumbass that would buy a Tesla in Bitcoin to begin with? A Bitcoin has gone up 450% in the last
Yeah,
year.
why
You're going
would
to buy a Tesla that's going to drop 30% in value as soon as you drop that? Like how fucking retarded is or mentally challenged is that?
I already said
Fucking
retarded.
matter.
Yeah. No, but
But I'm
my
saying
question
it's
is like, why did
but
Elon?
that dropped the price 10 grand. So
But why
it's-
did
it's
Elon
very
buy
volatile.
1.5 bill versus worth of Bitcoin if that wasn't the case? Like
I
thought
think he bought it as an like he had.
Personally?
He's
Like
using,
Elon bought it or Tesla
no,
bought it?
Tesla bought it. So they basically had cash on hand, and they transferred their cash to Bitcoin. And what people are speculating is the fact that they had quarter one earnings like a month or so ago, and they made a killing on fucking Bitcoin. So those their quarterly one earnings looked wicked good. But at the same time, like the Tesla sales were way down, so like it made their quarterly earnings look good.
offset.
But yeah,
Offset
that's
the
not
fact
good,
that
yeah.
so basically he bought it and sold. He didn't sell all of it, but he bought it or Tesla bought it and sold a lot of it and made a killing on the fucking.
Here's what's
increase.
crazy that I find about
Wait.
Bitcoin, right? Dogecoin, Litecoin, or maybe not Dogecoin, I'll exclude that one. every other crypto. I've heard podcasts with Vitalik Buterin, the co-creator of Ethereum, one of the bigger growing cryptos right now. Litecoin, I followed the guy on Twitter who created it. There's still no legitimate source of who actually invented Bitcoin.
Isn't it that guy?
Yeah, I think
They say
they have a
Satoshi.
name to
Yeah.
it, but I don't
They
know.
say like Satoshi and things like that, but there is still no legitimate source of who actually created Bitcoin.
I mean, isn't the whole thing based on anonymity to begin with?
Yes, but here's my point is, and I've heard this question raised in podcasts, and I never really considered this question before, but like, someone could just have the kill switch to Bitcoin. Like some anarcho-capitalist
Oh, I hear this.
mad mind. Dude,
Yeah,
he's
like-
sweating right now. His balls are shriveling up. But someone who created it in like a den in Serbia.
I'm waiting for the morning I wake up and
And they're like,
everything's
Or
gone.
an office in Hartford.
dude,
Gage,
that's
I'm
what
not
I'm saying.
moving to Austin anymore.
Yeah, they're like, I'm moving to my mom's house and I help her buy. No, but like, I know
feel
the
about
feeling.
Albuquerque.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is
Upstate
like,
New York. Cheap up there.
so much. But this goes to show like, Bitcoin is even closer to the US dollar than it was before. Because there's no accountability. There's no accountability on the part of the people who use the American dollar for where the American dollar gets its value.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Beginning of
Petrol
Corona,
dollar.
dude. But even further, how much dollar goes into the system? Like I have like 20-something bucks in my pocket right now, but I have
Yeah.
no say in how much value there is in this because during Corona they wrote off the stimulus bill, 2 point whatever trill, and they just threw it into the ether, and they're just like, oh, you think this money's coming from like taxpayer money? No, we're gonna just print it. Like that scene from the Goonies.
Yeah.
We're rich, we're rich.
That's a good point. Like, if we had access to like the dollar, like we can see Bitcoin. I go
Yeah.
on fucking Robinhood or TD, and I'll see Bitcoin up or down. If we had access to like what the dollar would
Holy
be,
shit.
it would be fucking tanking right
Yeah.
now. Are you kidding me? They just printed out trillions.
It is,
Inflation
yeah.
is gonna be ridiculous.
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 is going to
in
be
the next
mentally
3 years.
challenged.
Dude, but that's another thing too. Is like there are press conferences from the Fed about how the interest rate is going to be going, and like all Wall Street people are gathered around their TVs waiting for them to say dovish or like some other shit. Like there's
There's like two
sneaky
weird words.
code words
Yeah.
of like how
Dovish
it's going
is
to go.
definitely one of them.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
heard this and I'm like, what the? Like,
Yeah.
these
Wasn't
stuff
that Janet Yellen, that fucking troll?
Oh yeah, shit, yeah.
All those.
Dude,
the
you put a
Federal
cursor in her
Reserve-
face for the treasury?
Dude, you're getting like revved up right now,
The
dude. He's got a
Federal-
silver note, dude. This man has a silver note
Yeah.
in his office.
Yeah.
He has a
Oh.
$1 silver note. Because,
Silver certificate.
Hold on, let me bust out
in
the...
1932.
Let me
Yeah,
bust
yeah,
out
you want
the
to pull up
sh-
YouTube?
No, I'll bust
No,
out
no, just kidding.
the false money. 'Cause-
Yeah,
hold
I'll
on.
point out the differences again so,
Yeah,
so that
the
Janet Yellen
Illuminati,
can monitor
the
my
Epstein
conversations.
pyramid right here.
Yeah, so like on here it says Federal Reserve note. Obviously, it's a note of the Federal Reserve Bank,
Right,
a private bank that prints all of the U.S. currency. That only started in 1913, 1916 with the Federal Reserve Act. So I just want one sec.
Libertarian.
So on the real dollar bills that used to be printed by like the central bank of the U.S., which I still kind of think centralized currency is bullshit, but that's besides the point. It had silver certificate printed up here. This entitles the bearer to $1 worth of silver, presentable at purchase at the counter. You can go bring it in to the bank and you say, "This, give me silver right now."
Not that one, the one that said silver
Well,
note.
so
The
this
one
one
that said
says
silver.
this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. This entitles you to nothing. It's monopoly money. It has no real wealth or backing or anything behind it. And it sounds like I'm just talking about the gold standard now, which kind of like I am, but at the same time, it's because we switched to a debt economy because that's the only thing that makes the global economic system possible. It is like is having a debt. Yeah, I'm not gonna steal this dollar.
I know you're not gonna steal my dollar. It's just like I thought in like a fit of rage, you're like,
Just
and you know
gonna
what?
tear it
And
up.
the system is fucked anyways. So
You
it's like,
gave
dude,
us
I
a
need
dollar
my
worth
iced
of knowledge
coffee.
right there. You could have took.
Yeah, I'll just tear up my own. I have $1 in my wallet.
I can't wait to see a masterclass, anarcho-capitalist masterclass by Mike Massaro.
Here's-
This is how you make a fucking Molotov cocktail.
Here's how to make a Kalashnikov at your house. 10 easy steps.
Here's how to make a ghost gun. First, get a maker bot.
Oh, speaking of which, there was a gun buyback in Hartford this past week, and what I wanted to do is, have you ever seen those guys that
Wait,
make...
did they buy them back in Metro PCS cards or what?
Stop it's actually Stop and Shop gift cards.
Oh,
But
got you.
Yeah, so you can go to New Park Ave and pick from the selection of zero produce that they have.
They had to wait, so
Yeah.
the Hartford County
Yeah.
had a gun buyback?
Hartford Police Department was buying back ARs for $250, shotguns for like $100.
And you're buying back ARs?
Yeah.
And who could give them...
Well, so here's my thing.
Whoever?
$250 Stop and Shop gift cards. I just
Oh,
want
you
to
were
set
shit-
up.
you were
Yeah,
serious.
no, I'm serious. It's not even a joke.
Oh
what,
my
What I
God.
wanted to do was just, I've seen people do this, and I've seen people do two things. What I want to do first is make a bunch of homemade shotguns. Super easy. PVC pipe, wood, fucking a spring load that you can just like turn up on the
You look
side.
like you would know
And
that.
wait,
Hey, I downloaded the Anarchist Handbook in middle
Yeah,
school.
yeah.
I know what I'm talking about.
I refuse to purchase my copy of the Anarchist Cookbook without anything other than
that's
cash.
Yeah.
Well,
Now you can buy it in Bitcoin. That's the most anarchist
It's
currency
true,
there is.
but it's still like I can do it online. It's just the online part's traceable.
I know.
But
The most anarchist thing
yeah.
is I torrented the PDF
Hell
and I
yeah.
downloaded it.
Hell yeah.
So they're giving
Yeah.
away 250.
Yeah. So 250 for an AR, right? So here's my plan. What I wanted to do, and I didn't have time because I was fucking working, was make a bunch of homemade shotguns, $50 a pop. You could spend like $5 in materials and make like 2 of them. So like you just make a bunch of them and they'll function. Like you can, it's so easy to make. The firing pin will just strike the thing, and so you could just fucking hand these in and get $50 a pop for something you literally just spent, like fucking $25 to make.
They will accept that?
Yeah, no, they will.
Sounds like a Gary Vee side hustle.
As long as it's a functional firearm, they will accept it. A firearm that.
So can I get them like a potato gun? Potato cannon?
Maybe.
I don't think that's firearm. That's air arm.
Well, hold on.
Aerial assault.
If you installed all you would have to do for that is basically take like a little piece of plastic that was the size of the barrel, and then have like a stopper, and that piece of plastic would have a tiny little pin on the front, and then you would have, I don't know how big the bore is, but you basically have to match it to some caliber of gun, and if you created a feeding mechanism, you could just load the round in there, and whenever you release that spring with whatever thing you have, the firing pin will go forward and strike the primer and fire the round, and that's a functional firearm.
Jesus.
I just imagine like a CSI unit.
Better hope this podcast doesn't blow up. You're gonna get red flagged at every airport.
He already does, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
Look at
searching
me,
his
look at
beard
me.
for ideas and shit.
Me and my friend turned a fucking like airsoft sniper rifle into a functional 22 like single shot rifle when we were like 11 or 12.
Dude, you got a
That's
fucking
insane.
You got a Nerf gun
It's
back there.
easy.
Just,
I know, it's fucking... It shoots like one shot and then the rest of the bullets just fall out because too many drunk,
Oh, it's
too
so
many drunk
funny.
people came over here and started fucking, how does this work? Just fucking cranking back and forth.
You ever seen those people who mod out Nerf guns to put like 100 pounds of force on them, like a dart?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Fucking,
dude.
so they'll like replace it with like
Dude.
a fucking Jeep spring
Yep.
instead of like
Jesus.
That'd be awesome. So that'd be so fucking cool.
to, like,
I want to make
over
those.
torque the spring.
Or have you ever seen those like the gun? They make guns that like instead of shooting like rounds, like it's powderless, and they shoot ball bearings basically at like at like the same speed with just compressed air.
What the fuck,
And
dude?
I'm not. Look, all I'm saying is like if you want to 3D print weapons in your own home, there are schematics available online for free that you can do that, and they're untraceable, and the feds can't stop you from doing it because it's not illegal. That's all I'm saying.
Now it's
Like-
episode's gonna get pulled.
No, this is all legal information. There's nothing
is.
wrong with private
That's-
firearm ownership.
It's an interesting
Can you
question.
buy a 3D printer? Like, as
Yeah.
just a regular
Anybody
consumer?
can.
You can
Yeah.
buy it, really?
Like $5
Yeah.
grand. Yeah.
What do you think you can
Maybe
just
not
buy
even.
one?
No.
Who do you
like-
wait? Who? Sorry, wait, hold on. Who do you think could buy 3D printers?
I thought there was like factories like making actual shit.
Anybody
Like,
can
That's
buy
the whole
it,
point
yeah.
of a 3D printer is that it's consumer, like
So we can
consumer
just-
level.
Manufacture anything you
So you
want.
can
in your own
manufacture
home.
anything. You just buy a 3D printer and make fucking guns at your house.
You
right?
can.
Yes.
Yeah.
As long as the only thing you have to get is the firing pin.
Yeah, but like you can also manufacture that in other ways if you know someone who knows how to weld, which like is or just like make.
Yeah. Also, fire pins-
How
Not
big
that-
is a 3D printer?
Or
You
just
could have one like
manufacture
this
tools.
big.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Austin's scheming right now.
And how much are they?
Dude, honestly, you could even like buy the.
Oh, that was a serious question.
You can buy the
Sorry.
well. They got
find out.
since I was looking at my high school had 3 3D printers.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
my
since
high school
easier.
since the origin of
Yep.
3D printers, they've created plasma 3D printers, which is there's like a pool of like gel pretty much,
Oh,
and
yeah.
or like pool of sand, and it shoots a laser into it and like hardens the sand
wow.
in it.
You can get like this one for like
Oh, the higher end ones are like
2
2K.
grand.
That's even not
those
remotely
are-
what I thought.
This
they
one's
would
like
cost.
4 grand. This one's 6
But those
grand.
are like the top of the line, dude. You could buy post
6 grand.
Yeah, look at
this
that,
one's
$300
fucking
bucks.
$300. Yeah.
and the resolution of them.
Fuck.
Dude, you want to get a 3D printer?
This
I
one's
mean, I'm trying to think,
139
like, what I could-
grand.
I mean, that is like
That's
Yeah.
that
next
probably
level.
makes fucking
It
people.
says full size.
They
It's
should
probably the
make
size of
people-
this table. It can make
Yeah.
like car parts and shit.
These
But
are the ones that the government buys for us.
Here's another thing,
This is
too.
those 100 and
So
whatever
3D
grand
printers can like. I saw this channel where he like has a stroller. Like he's like a dad, I guess, or he stole the kid. I don't know. It's his business. But he was like he had a stroller and there was like a part that broke on the stroller, like some latch. And the stroller company, he called the stroller company and it was like, hey, fucking, how much for this part to be sent to me? And they're like, oh, this can be like $600 or whatever. And like, what? Because like these people make money off of just like the fixing, like the printer companies make money off of like fixing your printers once you have them and your ink cartridges and shit like this.
So Xerox makes all their money.
And so it's like power to the consumer with this shit because he had a 3D printer. He's like, oh, I just like CAD'd, like I just took the other part and I like 3D scanned it with my phone and I 3D printed it off my computer.
Yeah.
Here's another thing too. Do you have a Windows or a Mac?
Windows.
Windows has a free 3D modeling and printing software on there.
No shit.
You could print from Windows. Just go to like 3D, like MS Paint or whatever. Like under that, they have a 3D art or whatever, and you can literally like CAD, like MicroCAD and shit like that. These were CNC programs that cost like $500 like a year or whatever. Even if you have like a student discount, I'm sure like it could be even more than that.
Damn.
And they had all the tools. But it's like if you're wanting to 3D print like a bottle, it's really not that difficult, and you could just CAD that shit up. You like just create like a cone, fuse that, and then contour that shit.
Print a bunch of bowls and sell them or something. I'm trying to think, like, there's got to be people that are like profiting like crazy.
Oh,
now,
for
just
sure,
buying
dude.
a 3D printer and thinking of like,
Yeah.
even if it's just like a bolt that a mechanic shop needs. It's
Literally,
popular.
yeah.
Yeah, and here's another thing too is I've seen because I follow a lot of like science channels and shit like that. Because you know when you look at something that's 3D printed, you can see the little like etching marks where it's like you can tell that it's a layered production.
Yeah.
They have a thing where you just put acetone, soak acetone in a cotton ball. It sounds like I'm telling you how to do drugs, but I swear it's not. You take a container, you flip it upside down. Because of the plastic that they use, it's dissolvable. It's an ABB, I think it's called. And you can use multiple plastics too, mind you. You get different filaments to feed the spool, and you could have like gummy plastics that like are more flexible.
Like
you could have like a
gummy?
nice hard, yeah. But there's one, so this ABB, which is the most
This is fucking crazy.
one of the most common plastics they use is ABB, I think, and you can soak like a cotton ball of acetone and put a computer fan that points up underneath like a little like stage, and you
Yeah.
put the thing on a stage so it circulates vaporized acetone, and the acetone melts down your part slowly enough.
Nerd.
But it melts it down slowly enough where it gives it a smooth finish. Like it basically glosses it. Like you
Wait,
just.
acetone can melt plastic?
Uh-huh, yeah, for sure. It's what takes nail paint off. What do you think nail
Oh
paint's
no,
made
no,
out of?
I know that.
It's paint thinner. So it's like paint is like little particulates of plastic suspended.
I've seen a lot of people huff it. Like,
Yeah, well, you know.
just thinking about what that did to their
I
brain.
mean, think about Coca-Cola can clean your fucking car batteries.
That's true, and I put that shit in my stomach.
Yeah, dude. Well, you know. But either way, my point is the whole 3D printer thing is it's like if you had a 3D printer and you had shit around the house, like you could fix things around your you like for this I have these lights that have little plastic screws in them. I could model that in like 3 minutes and get a new screw and then just like literally buy a bolt, like cut it off at the hardware store, just super glue it together and make a new bolt for that.
I'd never have to go to fucking Napa again.
Yeah, I mean, there's
I
car
know, I'm
parts you
thinking
can
of
do in
like car
plastic.
parts right now. That
Light
I could
bulbs,
just never
like,
have.
yeah,
Light
that's all I
bulbs.
need.
And
like,
you think it's like only this size, but that's only it's only limited by your imagination because you could create a panel of stuff that's clips in. Like you can create clip that's like you could make something this size. You could make your table out of a 3D printer if you had enough
Oh my
like
God.
willpower. Or you could just
And
buy
raw
wood.
material.
But buying wood would be cheaper.
yeah, and buying wood's like.
So it's all a matter of cost. But during Corona, wood prices went through the fucking roof. I don't know if you noticed that. But
My
like
buddy does,
people
like
were
decks,
doing-
and he said it was like literally double or triple the cost from
Yeah.
a year ago. Today it was.
It's
Or-
because wood was making people were doing a bunch of home renovations, but also logging things were like everything else was shut
piss.
down. Go take a piss.
Damn, that's wild.
So like wood prices went up through the roof,
Yeah.
and like my buddy was talking about my coworker was talking about how he wanted to fix his steps or whatever, and he said like the price of wood was like through the roof. But then I was listening to this other guy, and he made like a really good investment strategy where he invested in like lumber companies during Corona, and then steel companies, because he thought once wood became too expensive, they're going to jump to steel for building
Did he
materials.
hit it?
Yeah.
Damn, dude, that's like putting money on fucking red on roulette and just fucking hitting that. That's exactly the same thing.
Well, no, because he thought it out. You know, like he thought out the stage of like thought of like, oh, because he's a builder, like he's a DIY builder, so he knows contractors they're gonna go from wood to steel, or you know what I mean, like they're gonna jump up the ladder.
Well, of course, but I was just thinking purely in terms of like it's like that proved to be true, but like what if they didn't, and what if they just went to some weird polymer or something?
That's
like
another
that,
thing too. Yeah.
And then he'd be a fucking moron. But it's the same, like it's all like. You smell cigarettes?
No, maybe you're
Just
more.
me.
keen
Maybe
on-
I think I might just like I was thinking
You're
about
just
having a
craving.
cigarette. Yeah, like
itching with your two brands of cigarettes. You always have.
Yeah, just jump back and forth. Oh, yo.
Just in case a girl's like, oh, I'm actually only into Camels. And you're like, oh, really? Well, I have those.
Yeah, Lucky Strike filters.
Dude, you know what you should do now that Biden's talking about getting
9 out of 10 doctors smoke Lucky Strike.
You need to get a humidor, or some like hermetically sealed
I have a
shit.
humidor.
Well, what you need to do is buy up cartons and cartons and cartons of Newports.
Newports.
Because once Biden makes
I was
menthols
thinking
illegal,
about that, honestly.
dude, you know where
But I was
menthols
going
are?
to drive to Virginia to do it because they're way cheaper down there.
Yeah, or you can go to a Native American reservation.
Yeah, but I think they only sell like Senecas and shit that they make there. Unless it's like the Mohegans fucking sell everything, but they jack up the prices.
Well, because you're in their casino.
Yeah. Fucking those. I gotta watch my.
Watch your tongue, boy.
Those.
Watch your tongue.
Those motherfucking.
They are an oppressed community.
Mohegans have oppressed me out of every cent that I fucking have.
Look, they are only taking advantage of your weak-willed Caucasian tendencies towards gambling and smoking.
Caucasian.
Yes. You're not really that Caucasian.
Partially Caucasian.
I just learned where Caucasian comes from, by the way, the word Caucasian.
Caucasus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just learned about that because I was reading a book.
That book that I gave you. On,
I gotta fucking. I gotta read the drug one first. I've had like fucking.
Yeah.
I'm not like one of those like read 15 minutes a day guys. I'm one of those like pick a day to just sit down and fucking read.
Oh, I just fuck off on my night shifts. I'm gonna bring Fountainhead and Shining to my next shift because I got my night shifts. The management's not there, so I just read all day because I'm upstairs.
I can't fucking like read at work. I used to be able to. Sometimes I write shit though. Like if I'm not super busy in the mornings, I'll just start writing jokes and just like sit at my desk, just fucking joke writing, and I'll go just walk into the other room with my coworkers and be like. Just fucking reading her material out of my notebook and shit. And it's like she's always my benchmark for just like, you know, like your white girl, like you know what I mean? It's like how is like the general West Hartford audience gonna
That's a good thing. You want a diverse
you
want a diverse workspace, not because it's important to like enhance all communities, but you're like I need to
Right.
make sure my
Workshop,
demographics can hit.
yeah.
I need to make sure I can hit in every kind of room.
It's like, hey, she's moving next month. Can we hire a Puerto Rican material?
I gotta show it the Bridgeport Stress Factory.
Yeah.
There's be a lot of Honda Civics outside. If you know what
Gotta
I mean. How do you guys write? Because it's like I've tried doing the thing where I sit down and like look at a blank page and like make myself write, but more times than not, all the bits that I have, they come to me, and I like, oh shit, I gotta go write, and I like reach for my phone and I like write it down like a memo pad or something.
I write in every possible way, basically. Like sometimes I'll do like free writing. I'll like put a timer on my phone for like 20 minutes, and I'll just literally pen to pad whatever the fuck comes to my mind. I'll write for 20 minutes, and that's I read some book. I think it was by Stephen Pressfield. We were just having that conversation about his War of Art and all that shit. But in one of his books, it's like it's free writing is basically like that judgment part of your brain is just non-existent. You just write whatever the fuck comes to your mind first, so that other part is not like you're not sitting there thinking.
Yeah.
You're just literally writing. So that's one aspect, and then sometimes I'll just, like you said, just something pops in my mind in conversation, or when I'm driving or something, I'll put it in my phone. I'll put like a note to, poke at that later. I do some stupid shit. Like I have a fucking jar in my room of just random random shit that I wrote down, and I'll like pull something out, and I'll be like, maybe I can riff on it, like a riff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
basically.
awesome. Yeah.
And then
I like
literally
that.
fucking
Yeah.
one thing after another. I'm not like I'll try anything really.
I have so many sticky note jokes. That's a good idea for like.
Yeah,
what
put
to
it
do
in
with
the
that. Yeah.
because then like my philosophy is like maybe you don't like you say you pull it out and you can't think of anything. Like I'll time it like 20 minutes again. Like for whatever reason, 20 minutes is my thing. I feel like that's a long enough time to think of something. So like I'll pull it out and then I'll put like timer on for 20 minutes and then talk it out in my room. It's embarrassing. You see that baseball bat right there? I use that. I have a couple of them because it's from my brother's wedding. And he gave it. That's my dad's, but I have one of my own, and I use it as like a microphone, basically.
Oh yeah.
just to like feel like okay, I'm working on comedy because I have a microphone.
Just in case you're working in a black room and you have to go like,
But
guys, am I right?
The funny thing is I used like in my old apartment, and I used to live in Vernon. I had like a hammer that I would use, and like
That's not weird at all. I opened the door and like, and when I told her like, you just turned like,
Hey, Gage, how you doing, man?
One day I was thinking like, cause I had a window like this. And my neighbors are probably just seeing me pace back and forth in my fucking room with a hammer. And they're like, what the fuck is this plan? Like, what is going on?
just finally building up the courage to take it out on HR. You're like, it didn't land in the office, but it'll land on their fucking skull.
God forbid. God forbid something bad happens in your neighborhood and the cops like interviewing people like, have you seen anything weird lately? It's like, yeah, my neighbor walks around with a hammer talking to himself every day. Like,
Cool.
But,
get on the ground!
yeah, so I have so many different ways that I go about doing it. But yeah, those are some of them.
Because I was watching a clip of it was like T.J. Miller was like the best clip of this one, but it was a show. It was a comedy show, like a Comedy Central show, kind of like Ari Shaffir had like the fucking This Didn't Happen or whatever. This is not happening. This is not happening. Yeah.
Shit.
There was another one
Roy
where
Jones Jr. took it over. After him, I think, right? Yeah.
So sad. I heard it was like taken away from him. Like they like took the IP basically and just like
I think he went on like hiatus. I don't know the full story, but I thought Ari went on like hiatus or something, and they needed somebody to take over.
Ari always goes on hiatus. He's just like, I'm gonna go to Vietnam for the weekend.
Yeah, Ari he truly doesn't give a fuck.
Which
is
I love that.
Very admirable.
Him, Stanhope.
Oh,
Those kind of guys who are just like doing their own fucking thing and they answer to no one. That's so much part of what draws.
As long as you can make a
comedy,
living.
too.
Yeah, exactly.
I
want to
at
get.
the end of the day, you need.
But also like uncancelable.
Like I've seen Stanhope fucking drop a hard R. Multiple times. But
he also
Louis
like
CK
narrowed his
a lot of hard R's.
What?
But
Louis CK.
they've also narrowed their audience down to such like
And
and
also jerked off in front of people.
well.
Who has?
Classic Louis, hilarious.
Who hasn't?
Oh, by the way, I want this.
You're telling me you've never jerked off in front of someone before?
Yeah, myself. There's a mirror. No, but I want to raise
my
these.
neighbors every day.
I want to raise these two things because I was very proud of
Masturbation
these roasts when I saw fucking when we were in the green room and I saw Miles have closed-toed shoes for the first time in his life and a fucking black T-shirt. I was like, oh look, it's Louis CKFC. And then also fucking I saw what's his name? I saw Randy in his like shitty tweed.
Yeah.
No offense to him. He
like
pointed out, and I was like, look, it's Snoop Dogg Stanhope.
Yeah. He changed his outfit like 3 times.
Yeah, he had like a costume
What is
change.
going on?
Like, it was a magic show.
Jersey and the fucking.
Yeah, dude.
Miles, it's funny
was
because
awesome.
when I first saw Miles,
So
he would
funny.
only wear suits.
Yep.
Suits to open mics and shit, and I'm like, well, that's like thinking like that's way to stand out and everything.
Chris went through that phase.
Yeah.
Who?
Chris Warren.
Oh,
Maybe.
Chris.
He had
I
like a
didn't- I
tweed
didn't
jacket
know
with elbow patches at Sea
Really?
Grape a couple of times.
I didn't
I
know
wear a
Chris
jacket
until
like that.
after COVID, I guess. After
Really?
comedy COVID. I didn't realize because I live here, so it's like I'm closer to Mass and Hartford. Like I live
Yeah.
right, so I would go to just as many mics in Mass as I would in Connecticut.
Exactly. Yeah, I was doing all mass ones before Cliff told me at Great Escape that elbow room was a thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, elbow room, what's that? And then I went there, and that's where I saw Chris and Mustafa. It's where I saw everyone, and I think that was the first time I saw Haley go up too, because like Haley and I started around the same time too, and I remember seeing her on like the first night. that
She's
she
another
went
one I
there.
don't really remember until after COVID. I don't
Yeah,
think I saw
exactly.
it
These are
until
all like
Yeah.
during COVID people.
Yeah.
Because pre-COVID was all Northampton Packards. It was 413. It was Bishops. You know.
I never
for
got
me.
up to any of those mics.
Like, it's a bit of a stretch for you.
I
But
mean,
we're like
I-
right here. We're right on the
yeah.
border. So it's like.
I guess I mean like I don't mind driving up to Mass because I do it now like once or twice a week. Like I'm up there for the
Yeah.
mics because I like it. Honestly, like I like that
It's a
scene up
different
there.
crowd
It's,
too.
it's fun to like just get to know. I've done Worcester a few times. I've done.
Oh yeah.
I've been doing. Been to East Hampton now 2 weeks,
Mhm.
which I've liked it. Although I think next week I might go back to Worcester and then do the EMT if they're doing it again.
I haven't
'Cause,
made it as far out as Worcester.
if you guys want
I haven't
to
gone to
ride with
Worcester
me,
either.
it's
I would
it's a
do
fun
that.
scene.
What day of the week is it?
They do 2 actually. Wednesday and Thursday they have a mic at the Comedy Attic.
The Comedy Attic. That's what. It is?
Well, so actually, technically, I guess you can't say it's the Comedy Attic during the weekdays for some
I thought it
weird
was
tax reason.
something else.
But
That sounds like a Worcester thing to do.
it's the
For
park.
tax reasons, we can't
Yeah.
call it what it actually is.
It's like the Park Grill
Oh yeah,
or
that's
something
what
like
it is.
that.
Park Grill,
Yeah.
Spirits or something. I don't know.
It's Park Grill and Spirit. That's
Is that what it is?
Yeah. At first, when I first read it, I thought it said Park and Grill Spirits, and I was like, "Is this a fucking liquor store tailgate? Like, is that what this mic is?"
It's a
But
tax
no,
scam.
no,
It's a tax
no,
scam.
it's a bar. The food's good. Like it's a fun room. A lot
And
of
Worcester
comics.
has a lot of
but,
funny comics. Like
Yeah, dude, they're
I
fun.
met a lot of them or saw a lot of them. As soon when I found out things were starting to open up.
Yep.
Because I didn't hit a stage for like 4 months or 5 months.
Yeah,
like most people.
Seagrape was the first one back for me.
For me, it was
Yeah.
Rick's and Rhode Island. It was a fucking hour and a half drive. And I
Rick's?
was like so
Oh my
like
god! Yeah, I went
I
there.
was so desperate, so I went there and I would see a lot of like Worcester comics there.
Dude.
Like John Tyler, I think his name is, and that.
Yes. Yeah, I know John.
Fuck, I can't think of that
Stevie?
dude's. Who?
Not Stevie with the long hair. He's
Holly Johnston's another one.
Holly, yeah, I know Holly.
I don't think she's from.
Corey.
Is that the one that went to Austin?
Corey something. His girlfriend's.
She did, I think, yeah. Owen, I don't know. I keep wanting to call him Owen Gallagher, but I don't think that's his name.
Ian?
Oh,
Ian Gallagher, maybe?
No,
Or
no,
Ian-
no. Oh,
I-
I know. I know exactly what you're
I
talking about.
think I'm saying a
Carl?
character off of Shameless, and I don't
Yeah.
mean to.
He's got a mullet right now and a
Yeah,
mustache.
he's got a mullet
Yes.
mustache. He's fucking
He's
hilarious, but I
fucking-
can't think of his goddamn name.
Is
it Owen?
I'm pretty
It's
sure
Owen,
it's Owen. I don't
know
remember his last name either.
But I would see him a lot there.
Just text him right now. Hey, what's your last name?
I love when we're at a mic, I'm like, fuck, what's the guy's name? And then we're just like, we'll wait for it to go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're like,
That's
and
the
welcome to
beauty of
stage Ethan, and then he like rolls like, yeah, that's his name.
Yeah.
Like funny guy on wheels.
He actually, yeah, he's funny.
Fucking hilarious.
He was part of
Love
the one
that
on
guy.
that roast.
I didn't see his set the other night.
No, but we double dipped.
left.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I love how Austin's like, I don't want to be conspicuous. And
Yeah.
then we open the doors like,
I didn't even think about
Well,
it. And
and
then we
that's
see Mo racing out
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
She's
Like
like,
5 of us left at the same time.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
whatever.
look-
Look, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
we
no,
wanna
no.
fucking
honestly,
do-
gotta
it's not that
double
bad
dip,
because
yeah.
Todd was there. Todd himself, who was supposed to be running the
know.
mic over
Exactly,
there.
yeah.
We were going to his mic. What the fuck are you doing here? I don't know. I'm going up last. I probably won't have anybody. I'm like, yeah, you won't have anybody when you go back either. Your mic's gonna be done. Like,
Everybody understands.
We locked
like,
2 back-to-back mics. With
oh yeah,
crowds.
because once
Yeah.
we landed at Unicorn,
dude, that was you're right.
I was like, I literally put my name up. Ian got off stage and like, engage, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Fucking dope.
And I love how
I like that.
I'd
I
find
like
a
both the
unicorn.
spots.
I
after
love
Elbow
fun.
Room, after the show last night when we went to Elbow Room, and the guy's like, oh, then all these comics showed up. Like, motherfucker, you had it the same night that there was a show across the street. Like,
Yeah.
of course we're all gonna show up right after.
Yeah, literally. Oh, I forgot to tell you this. I wanted to tell you this. At East Hampton, the joke you made about the dispensary being in the thing. I don't know if you heard me after you said that. And I like laughed, and then I'm like, God damn it! I literally wrote got nearly the same fucking thing.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought of it while I was sitting there, and I was
Right.
like, oh, this is gonna be funny. And then literally, I write it down, and then hey, next coming to the stage, Austin Apostle, and then he do it, and I was like, yep, okay.
It's a very specific joke, let me tell you.
Yeah.
No, it was- it was funny,
where else
like-
are you ever gonna see a dispensary
Exactly.
downstairs in a fucking indoor, wherever the fuck that is? upstairs?
Exactly.
Well, if we
Yeah,
move
no.
to LA, maybe. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
I really hope Texas just lifts the whole pot thing. I hope it just becomes federally
The
legal
only thing
soon.
about
gonna.
annoying and living in Austin is gonna be hearing my fucking name.
Yeah, you don't want to change
It
both
was
your names.
annoying because when I went there for a bachelor party, at one point we were on Austin River, which exists.
Well, there's a Connecticut River. I mean,
Austin's on Austin
the
River in
captain, our
Austin.
captain, because we were on like a pontoon
Yeah.
party thing where we would link together. It was sick. We would link together like pontoons and
Oh shit!
it was just like a big pontoon boat party. It was fucking
Dude.
sick. It was like something you would do for a bachelor or a
Yeah,
bachelorette
yeah.
party. And apparently, bachelor and bachelorette parties that's where people go for that shit. Is Austin?
Oh, yeah.
It's through the roof
That
like
makes
down there.
sense.
But the fucking captain's name was Austin. We were in Austin and we were on Austin River. I heard my fucking name like every 5 minutes.
What?
And
What?
it was like
What?
exactly. It was just like
fuck.
I got to the point where I'm like, I'm not answering unless someone's looking me right in the eyes and like fucking saying it. Cause it
Well,
is
you know,
annoying.
people are gonna just call you Apostle when you're down there,
Yeah, I hope
or
so.
you gotta
I'd
lean
rather
into
have
that. I'll
Yeah.
I'll call you Apostle around everyone else.
Yeah,
I
you
like
start
the
it
last
and then
name
hopefully
thing.
Yeah, we'll
Continues.
make it catch, or you just fucking change your ID. Just fucking
Like Apostle, nice to meet you.
yeah, exactly. Oh, 1 of 12, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to move down there. I'm fucking.
just looking for a change of scenery too. And I've never been to
Yeah.
Texas before. I've been to Texas for like a layover in Dallas Fort Worth, but
It's a cool place. I like.
certainly never been to Austin.
I love Texas. I've like. The dream of mine has always been to move to Texas. Generally, I used to think it was like I'm gonna go to a ranch in Texas, like and just like
Told
be
you,
George
Waco.
W. Bush. But like, hey, that'd be cool. But like,
Waco, Texas.
but then I realized like I do want like comedy more than anything else. So like Austin.
Well, now you can get both.
That plus
Austin.
the fact that Austin's such a beautiful fucking city. Like,
Never been. I'm so excited. I'm so
The
excited to
food
see what
is-
it's like.
Food's ridiculous. Although, when people talk about their food, they don't mention the fucking lines that you go in to get the food.
Well, that's why you
that
don't
makes
just.
sense.
I mean, look, if we're in Austin, it's probably get the best barbecue around, so you don't have to go to the best barbecue
Yeah,
place.
but you're eventually gonna want to try. the
Yeah,
best
yeah,
place.
I
Yeah.
guess.
So
But
you're
fucking
eventually
just-
gonna wait in that fucking line.
It's gonna be the only
Yeah.
thing I think about. The first, like,
Like you're gonna drive by. I forgot the names of them.
can't go to a
Franklin's,
mic until I find the best barbecue
Terry
place.
Black's.
Like,
Wait, what was the first one?
Franklin's.
Franklin's is
Terry
we
Black's.
Almost went to that, but it was like a 2 hour.
what about the
line.
place where Chappelle was doing his residence? Was it Stubbs?
Stubbs.
Stubbs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
forgot
know.
which one I went
I'm not
to.
a huge barbecue fan because I'm not like a rich. Well, I guess I'm a kind of a rich food guy, but like, I mean, I don't know. I'll
I didn't
be
know where you were
I'm-
going with that for a
What
second.
the hell is a rich food guy?
rich, like fat, like rich.
Oh yeah, no.
Like a culinary
Yeah.
term, like fatty things. Like
Oh,
duck is
okay.
very
No,
rich.
no. I understand when you said rich, you paused, and that's why I didn't know where. I was like, I don't think rich people like particularly love barbecue.
Yeah.
I don't
I was
know,
like,
sure. I don't know, but no. But I'm more of like a Mexican food guy, so I'm excited.
Sure.
I mean, they got Tex-Mex.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm excited for like the
Yeah.
more like Mexican influenced food that's down there than I am barbecue because I'm always excited about that
Dude,
shit. Way more
there's
than the other.
nowhere to get good Mexican food around here.
No, of
like,
course
like
not.
as far as like I've been in Hartford for 2 years now, and I found like 2 Mexican places that are like halfway decent. Like I lived in the Bronx for like during school, nothing even close to that. And then when I visited Texas for the first time, like after graduating, nothing even fucking close to that.
Really?
Like goddamn, no, I had some amazing Mexican Tex-Mex stuff in there. Although I will say, like a couple places I went in California gave it a run for their money. Like in terms of like the
Yeah,
the
way
burrito.
more-
I'm a big
way more
burrito guy.
Oh, same.
So it's like if a place can make
Yeah.
like
Well,
the
Tex,
fucking-
the contribution of Tex to Tex-Mex is just like bigger portions and more cheese. You know what I mean? They're like queso is the Tex in
Yeah,
Tex-Mex. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But
right.
hey, fuck it, dude. If that's what it
Queso's
is,
delicious.
delicious. You're gonna say delicious.
I was gonna, and
cultural
then I stopped
appropriation, bro.
myself.
You're like you're like a racial shapeshifter. That's
I
like
can
your
do that,
Avenger
yeah,
Howard.
Whatever the fuck you want.
Dude,
You're like the master of disguise when you're like.
Honestly,
"Go on a
that's the
mission, we
most
gotta bring, like-"
shocking thing when I heard I think it was the first podcast, is that Mike was white. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Get the fuck out of here.
I've been playing my cards really well. Like,
Yeah,
like,
dude.
like
Depending
here's
on which haircut you get too.
Dude, well, that's the thing, man. Is like I used to do that when I was in school. Like when I was in the Bronx, I realized like if I like wore a polo shirt and shorts and boat shoes, and I fucking walked off campus and went up to the D train like 6 blocks through like the fucking like the Bronx, like so much shit talked to me. You know what I mean? If I just fucking threw on my jacket and fucking didn't, you know, like I hadn't shaved for a couple days, nobody said a fucking word to me. Everybody just like I just fit right the fuck in, and like you know, it's been like that my whole fucking life. Like I come,
Wait, what art? You're Italian?
I'm Sicilian, so it's like my mom's parents immigrated here from Sicily in 1963, and then my dad's
100%
family.
Sicilian?
Well, so like that's the thing, right? It's like as far as we can like go back in memory, yeah. But like my mom did the Ancestry.com thing. She got like a bunch of like double digits Turkish. Like there's a bunch of fucking there's a bunch of like so, you know, because Sicily's been conquered by every fucking country in imagination. Like it just, you know, the Ottomans owned it. The fucking like the Norse conquered it at one point.
A lot of rape
Yeah.
in your family.
A lot
tree,
of
is what
rape
you're
in the
saying.
family tree. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't necessarily believe
Yeah,
that
it's-
narrative. I feel like there was a lot of interracial love back in the day.
Yeah, you think it was consensual?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I own your country consensual. You know what I mean? There's kind of like a
I'm gonna put it this
they
way.
had some leverage, there, you know?
certainly it's
Yeah,
a lot of
like-
geopolitical rape. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah,
You're enjoying this, right? Like,
yeah. It's like, hey, like this is a sign of my love for the fact that I own you now. Like,
I don't know.
it's a little.
I won't be I don't know.
Lot of
I always
like,
want to see what it was like back then because there was like they didn't even have like
African-
dentistry or shit.
I don't even know what the fuck what do you? Do you ever do a 2020?
No, but like I'm mostly like French Canadian. Like I don't have any
You seem like you're. Are you German? You said you're German.
You speak German super well.
Yeah, well, that's just because I, learned how to blend it with my environment because I'm a codependent child. But no, it's because I spent a year in Germany. I spent a year in Germany, but that was just because I wanted to learn. I met someone. That actually started because I met someone at a summer program who was from Germany. I had an increased fascination with Germany, and he was telling me about how cool it was. He's from Stuttgart, and I learned a little bit of Duolingo. Stuttgart, whatever.
that was fun.
Going to Stuttgart. No, but I learned a little German.
A nickname for your asshole or something.
That's where Porsche's from.
Stuttgart.
Slip it in your Stuttgart.
They're great engineers, okay? No, not just for the final solution. No, but that's where Porsche's made. Stuttgart, the horse.
Spit in my Stuttgart.
The horse in the Porsche logo that's the Stuttgart county logo or fucking state logo, whatever. You fucking uneducated fucks, all right.
All these fucking dumb people don't get it.
I like that's why I want to go back to Germany because I want to see how fresh it is. Sometimes I dream in German,
Oh, dude,
and I
that's
still have the
awesome.
accent because I mastered the language in 3 months of being there. Immersion is by far the best way
How
to learn.
long were you there for?
A year. I was 10
Oh,
months.
yeah.
I was July to September, or September to July. So I went to a school year pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And they put us in classes there. But we were just in classes with a bunch of Americans and trying to learn German. And this isn't working because we just wanted to speak English with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so then when we finally got into the school system, that's when the German learning kicked in.
Because you started trying to fuck German
Oh,
girls.
precisely. Precisely. Yeah.
How are Germans looking? Why?
They're pretty cute, but they all look the same. They're pretty cute. They all
So
look the same. So it's
It'd be hard to tell if they were feeling you or not. No.
Yeah,
It sounds like
right.
they're angry. all
no.
the time.
So here's the thing,
face.
right? As Germans, by their very this I can get away with because they're white, so white racism's okay. But Germans, by their very
That's the
nation.
only one that's okay these days.
Yeah. All right, Austin, chill. We're going to Texas. We don't want to fly off the handle too much.
Can't even say. I'm just kidding.
All right, Michael Richards, chill.
No,
No,
I was
but
going the other route. I
The
was going
Ger-
to 20 inch flip.
oh yeah. No, well, the thing is, it's when I was in Germany, I was also with other exchange students from South America. So most of the friends I made weren't even German. They were from Peru or Bolivia or Colombia because they were also abroad. So they were I could empathize with their situation. We would party together.
Yeah.
We were more boisterous and shit. Like the Americans, the South American people. But Germans evolved from barbarians. What we know as Germans today were the people that negotiated with the Roman Empire, the Gaul. What is Gaul and Visigoth and the barbarians, those were the border nations around the Roman Empire, which are now France, Upper Germany, Portugal and all that stuff.
Bohemia.
Yeah. So Germans were barbarians. They were literally warriors. And then so you let Germans fly off the handle a little too much and they just start conquering everything. The barbarians, the Nazis, the Prussia, you know what I mean? They all just try to take shit over. So they're very punctual, they're very everything is square, put away in their case. You get a drop of alcohol in them, they fly off the fucking handle. They're the funnest people you've ever been around.
Really?
That's
Yeah, this
all-
dude tried to punch his girlfriend in the face. It was awesome.
Wow.
No, dude, that was a crazy night too. It was we were trying to Scooby Doo her out of this whole thing. He was like, "Where is she? Let's do Scooby Doo." And she was chasing. It's domestic violence, but he never caught her, so it was okay.
Catch her clean or in general?
No, she threw one of those whiskey glass, those whiskey cases where it was those crystals, whatever,
Fucking.
the whiskey
Yeah,
decanter.
yeah,
She threw one of those
yeah.
through his flat screen TV. So it's it was definitely not a.
Uh,
It was a very violent relationship. But
This
anyways,
doesn't sound very efficient.
no. But no, I
Germans
just
are
mean
all-
they're very cold up front. I've noticed, and they're very to their own. They're very proper. They never jaywalk. Everything like
Yeah.
that. And but then you get a little alcohol in them, and they go crazy. So that was just the way they were explaining it in the orientation is Americans are like peaches. We're soft on the outside, but we're hard at it's easy to make friends with us, but it's a superficial relationship. Then once you get to the inside of who we really are, it's hard to penetrate.
Oh, you're damaged.
Yeah, exactly. But Germans are coconuts. They're really hard to get to know on the outside, but then once you're friends with them, it's soft on the inside. So
Just all liquid.
yeah, they're just filled with emptiness. They penetrate your husky shell just to realize.
Emptiness and regret. This
No.
isn't dessert.
But Germany is so fun because Germany's got different vibes. In such a small country, they got such different vibes. And I've never been down south, but that's where my friend is right now. That's where I want to visit. That's where Stuttgart is. That's where Munich is and stuff like that. But their architecture is fucking beautiful.
It's down south.
It is, yes. My Stuttgart.
Nice.
But yeah, it's a dope place. I'm sure all places are dope, but I have like a particularly sentimental relationship with that because I spent a lot of my I spent a formidable year there and did not get laid as much as I wanted to, but learned a lot of language in the process. So
Did you end up banging a German or no?
yeah.
How was it?
It's alright.
You got an eyelash that's gonna go in your eyes. It's really been bugging me for about 25 minutes now.
What's up?
You got eyelash right here. So can you take it out and make a wish for the love of God?
For the love. Oh, here we go. Yeah.
But anyway, so how was
Still
fucking
good.
a German? Were they like?
It was alright.
Just curious.
I don't know. It was like also a very weird.
Haven't checked that one off the list yet.
It was a weird experience, but no, it was a weird experience. But it was
Was it
also
awkward?
well, it was awkward because I was in a relationship at the time. but with an American, yeah. No, but it was an open relationship. Don't worry. Yeah, no, it was tough though. I was dealing with a lot, and I was moving around a lot, so it was hard. It's like that thing, like the coconut thing. Like in order to establish the relationship, like hookup culture is not so big there.
Really?
They all go to school in the same grade together, and they all move up through the same class. Like who you go to kindergarten with is who you're gonna graduate with. You know what I mean? It's like it's very
that was
Who you gonna graduate college with?
no who you're gonna graduate high school with.
Oh well.
But no, but I mean like
somewhat
your-
relates to America.
yeah, I guess, but it's like even like your class rotation like kind of stays the same.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, like I was in a private school, so I had the same 30 kids from kindergarten through 8th grade,
Yeah.
and then you know like my high school was all guys, so it was a little different, but like you know it was still like then the same like 110 kids.
Yeah, maybe that was a bad
No,
comparison.
210. Yeah.
For me, it was like middle school. Going from elementary to middle, because I'm from Enfield, we had like 10 elementary schools, and then we had one middle school, which made no sense. so you went from elementary school where it's like, I don't know, 100 kids in your class to elementary school where you're meeting all of like the town or city, whatever you want to call Enfield, and now it was like...
It was like Click City.
Dude,
Everyone's
it
like,
was fucking...
get over here,
It was
kid.
bananas. Like there
The
were
fuck?
fucking fights literally every
Oh my God,
day.
I can only
People
imagine.
like... It was crazy.
Look
but
to
then...
your left, look to your right. One of these kids will not be in your middle school class.
That's what it felt like. It was fucking crazy. But then you would go from middle school to high school, and we had 2 high schools. I think now it's maybe 1 high school because they condensed it into 1.
Yeah.
And then that was, I guess, somewhat normal. It was, I don't know, we had like 400, 500 in our graduating class. I don't know what that is, but like compared to you guys. But
Yeah.
I'm saying like middle school was fucking bananas because there was 2 grades, JFK, and it was just like the whole fucking town in one school, which made no sense.
Yeah, no.
Damn. You're from Enfield.
Yeah.
Do you know Jen Rhodes?
I don't know. I mean, it sounds familiar, but it's also
It's
like
a very
pretty
common name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
bro,
like, I don't know.
Just toss it
Experimental
out
drug
there.
use. It's a little
No,
hard to see
yeah.
through the fog. Like, oh, well, I don't know. She's the one who smoked that clip. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, no, it was weird. It was a weird culture shock though because I went to a like extremely diverse high school. Like I went to a magnet school in Hartford, so there was like formulaically a nice slice of every demographic in that one school. You know, like in the middle of Hartford, like
Okay.
right next to Trinity College. You know, like that area.
It was like a draft. Like, all right, we need at least 2 more blacks, 1 Asian, and another
Pretty
white.
Pretty much. Yeah. So then I went to Germany.
B7.
Dude, I went to Germany and it was like all white. It was all white. The only like standout minority in Germany is like Turkish, because there were like after World War II they needed to rebuild Germany, so they had a lot of Turkish, you know, like
Double digits.
Yeah.
labor
I guess
immigration.
half because I don't know what the fuck my dad is.
You're half Turkish.
No. God no.
No.
I didn't mean God no. I have no
Oh my
problem with
God,
the Turks.
dude.
Any Turkish fans
Yeah.
out there, we mean no offense.
Yeah, no offense.
We like
to you at all.
kebab. It's really
am your-
I don't know dick about Turkish culture, but we like.
I am
you know,
your
whatever it
brother.
is.
Like, yeah, no.
Turkish
like,
girls are pretty cute.
It was like 17%, something like that, maybe like 16%. It's like, but that was just my mom, so I don't know what like half of that, I guess, you know, because whatever I don't know what the fuck my
Oh,
dad is.
God.
Like,
So only, you're saying only your mom did the
yeah,
test.
no, my
Gotcha.
dad wouldn't send his DNA to a fucking thing, and neither would I.
See, that's where he gets libertarian.
I'm already
inside
kind
him.
of mad they have half. Like,
Those
I just
fucks.
don't care, to be honest. Like, I don't.
I'm just so fucking like concerned.
It's not gonna
like-
change what it, like, how
No.
I am, you know what I mean? I guess it's
No, that's
something
true.
curious, but at the same time.
I think it's just you don't want to relinquish so much information. I understand both
Exactly,
sides of
yeah.
the coin. I understand that like my information is not that important, but then the other side of it is like
Well, they're already taking so much of it involuntarily. I don't want to then volunteer even more information.
I might as well keep my DNA.
I
Like,
wanna
like that's
find
all
out
I'm
my
saying.
family owns
Like,
slaves. That's all I'm saying.
Like, I would certainly take a
I know
DNA.
for a fact I didn't. I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Like I was probably like a descendant of some sort of weird Middle Eastern slave.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, you being from Sicily, your family was probably a multiple generation slave to like whatever colonizers.
we were dirt farmers for centuries. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, pretty
that's-
much. But like, I would take a DNA test maybe for like medical purposes, like to see what medications interact with my genome. You know, like there's tests like that where you could take
yeah,
a test
true.
that is like genomic pharmaceuticals, where this will tell you which like SSRIs will give you different side effects, or which like if like Xanax is going to give you some kickback, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like
I have to see what is that called? Like a Genesis?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? I have to
Genesis,
see one of those
She sounds
eventually.
Genesis.
Because my
I drive a
father
Genesis, actually.
died of some like disease that's like hereditary and it's wicked rare, and like my doctor keeps recommending you gotta go see a what's it called?
Geneticist.
Geneticist. So I guess I'm eventually gonna have to find out what the fuck I am.
Damn.
Yeah, go quick because I don't want to have to like pay yours part of the rent. You know.
Nah, it won't happen anytime soon. Ideally.
Mike, when are you coming down to Texas?
Got an open room, man.
Got any hazmat disposal people you know? God, that'd be the worst. Fuck. That must be good money. That must be good money. Someone has to clean up crime scenes.
See, what I'd like to do is do like the cleanup of the crime scene before the cops get there. Like, so people call me and pay me like a shit ton of money. To do something.
Like Pulp
yeah.
Fiction.
Like
Yeah,
you get paid in Bitcoin,
yeah,
like
yeah.
the Harvey Keitel, not like
Yeah,
CSI.
exactly.
Ethereum,
Yeah.
Ethereum right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, yeah.
Just be like, yeah,
Don't
like,
get paid
Ethereum, right? You
Yeah.
said Ethereum?
Dude. Yeah, I told
I went all in.
I told Austin about a good one because the NFTs and shit are taking
Yeah.
off, and now
No.
ETH is like.
Did you guys see the actress that made an NFT of
Her vagina?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
I did see that.
She's like the one. When I grew up, mine was my first word. I was like, so you're the seagull from fucking Finding Nemo? Okay, keep going. Like, I'm interested. And then she's like, something that's mine is most mine. And then she says, my vagina. And I was like, this is every, like, hack impersonation of every shitty female comic that she's doing unironically as a fucking thing. This is so many levels of fucking bananas I can't even wrap my head around
Was
it.
it what's her name that did the Smells Like My Vagina? The Goop lady.
No,
Gwyneth
it was not
Paltrow?
It was literally an
Cara
article.
Cara Delevingne.
Yeah.
Ooh. Auctioning off in vagina. Oh, it's inspired. God damn it, clickbait.
Inspired by her vagina?
I don't know. It's
just
probably some like abstract. Oh, no one. You're not gonna show me this article. You're not gonna show me the NFT.
See, because I can buy a silicone mold of Riley Reid's vagina for like $70.
That's a good thing to do the 3D printer with.
Yes, I was thinking that. You can make your own
something-
fleshlight.
Your
That's
own
not
fleshlights,
something
yeah.
you want to like 3D print. That's more of an injection molding kind of situation going on.
You sound like you have experience.
Yeah.
I do have a fleshlight. I do have a fleshlight.
Me too. I got one as a gift for my birthday.
I don't want to buy one, but I hope for some reason someone gets me one.
Well, your birthday's coming up, bud.
Hey, hints. It's
Yeah. It's on my Amazon wish list.
Yeah, man, they're pretty great. I mean, it's honestly, I think people just shamed guys out of using them, but they're the most well-engineered sex toy that's ever been.
Pretty
It
fantastic.
feels like a real vagina.
Yeah,
dude. And you can pick the
yep.
interior texture.
Yeah. You can have like nubs and shit. I
Because
mean,
the
I
outside
got it
ain't
as a
shit.
gift,
It's
so
all
much
about the
normal.
inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although what I will say is that like I did like an ad lib joke about this like months ago, but it's fucking true.
Mm.
It comes with this thing called flesh powder, which
Mhm.
is just cornstarch, and if you put
Piece of
that on the
flesh.
outside, it feels like real skin. Like
Yep.
it's
And
creepy.
he would know. He's skinned a lot of women in
Yeah,
his life.
I have like 14 hides
Him and
covering
Nick
the
James.
carpet of
Yeah,
my
a lot of
room.
lamp
Him and Nick
shades.
James know how to
Yeah.
film dress a woman.
Lampshades.
A lot of lampshades and
Yeah.
moleskin notebooks.
Yeah.
A lot of Nicole skin notebooks.
I have a lot of windbreakers.
Oh.
Close to the fucking basket. No,
I'm
but
not
they are.
skinned anyway.
they're
Oh,
great.
wait, that
Here's
like,
the thing,
That
like-
feels like you'd be putting it into like a dry vagina with cornstarch.
No,
No, it's the outside. It's the outside.
And you use lube
when
for
you
the
clean
inside.
it,
Yeah.
you clean it, it
okay,
leaves
that
it
makes
like
sense.
Yeah, like tacky.
yeah, like if you're trying to
Yeah.
fuck a girl in the ass after she took a shower, like it's got that like water balloon texture to it.
Right.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Or like
Don't
you know,
pretend that you don't.
I mean, I thought they don't ask, but I'm like, not.
No, but like in
I
the
don't know if it
shit,
was
like,
after a
like
shower.
imagine if like you shower something down, it like washes
No.
all the natural feel or whatever.
Don't care.
No, it's
Just happy to be there.
The only problem is it's just like the cleanup is a bitch because it's like
After you
girls,
put it in your
like
ass.
girls,
Yeah.
like dildos and shit like that's so easy. They're like, I'm gonna gently wipe this
Oh,
down.
the
and,
fleshlight,
like,
yeah. No,
yeah,
awful.
but fleshlights are just so
especially if your
aggressive.
sink isn't fucking big enough to fit the whole thing
Yeah, yeah,
under,
dude.
it's a pain in the ass.
Here's what I do before you take. So I always do it before I take a shower,
Yep.
and then like you turn on the thing, and then like fucking Wash Duck has got the high pressure faucet.
Yeah.
Then you turn on the shower, give it a nice rinsey rinse, let it dry,
Nice.
dude. Because you always go for a shower.
Yep.
Hmm.
See.
You live alone, you don't have to worry about this. You just walk with your fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I shit with my bathroom door open.
Same,
now.
dude.
Yeah,
I-
oh, that's amazing.
I got the whole
It's,
basement to myself.
I'm getting worried to the point where I'm gonna get used to that now, though. 'Cause it's
Oh,
like,
for sure. Yeah.
Like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but that's the
I'm
thing is
butt-ass
like,
naked.
there's not that many sex toys for guys. So it's
No.
like the fleshlight is the best one, and it's
Mm.
like one of the only ones. They have like the pocket ones that
Yeah,
aren't like
yeah,
the full
little egg thing that
apparatus.
You just put it on the head.
Yeah.
I mean, they got
like-
some pretty intense sex dolls now. Cause I bought a.
I don't want to dolls commitment.
I
Dolls
bought-
commitment. Now you're the psycho.
I bought one for like as a joke for my brother's bachelor party, like not a doll, but like a blow up
Blow-up,
doll,
yeah.
like a classic like fucking.
Yeah.
like, but like
Oh,
I bought it off
man.
of Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like a week later, I'm getting recommendations. Hey, maybe you'll be interested in this. Like a $3,500 sex robot. I'm like, so I got a couple of them in my house.
Dude, it's crazy. Have you tried getting sex toys off of Amazon recently?
No.
Okay, so I would try to get.
I only have the one.
No, I was trying to get one. I was trying to get like a butt plug or something like that off of Amazon, and they had like.
Adam and Eve.
They fucking. It was that thing. Now I'm starting to go to Adam Eve because you try to. I think Amazon is just like YouTube. They're trying to clean it up for like family friendly shit.
Mhm.
Because I went on Amazon and like you can't just buy like a butt plug. Like it looks like a fucking weird account on Twitter. It says like anal, but it's like accented A, like Enya and like at symbol A, and then like one. It's like leet speak because they can't just write like anal beads or whatever. They have
Oh
to
my
like
God.
write it in weird lettering.
Hmm.
I'll show you. I'll
That's
pull it
so
up.
sketch.
But
I
it's
recommend
so that,
Adam
like-
and Eve. They give you a lot of like deals.
Oh,
and-
dude, they
yeah,
give you
so
so many deals.
You
yeah.
buy one. I have a joke about it. You buy fucking literally one purchase, and then they just start flooding your inbox. With fucking,
Yeah,
they
they're like,
try to turn
"Please
you into a
fuck
freak.
yourself."
Yeah,
basically, is
yeah.
what they're doing.
I remember that joke.
Dude,
remember him about
I'll never forget one time one of my buddies came up to me. He's like, "Yo, like, him and his girlfriend are doing a long distance thing during college. And he's like, I want to get like a. She wants like to get a sex toy. She wants me to buy her a sex toy for when I'm not like. When
Dude,
I'm
look
here.
at this shit.
And I was like,
Look at those letters. Like it's just
Yeah,
so you
wow,
can't.
that's
It's so you
wild.
can't search it. Like so, if like someone wanted to investigate, like look at the lettering on that shit. They put like all the
That's bizarre.
accents and like
yeah,
Enya's
I
over.
would not buy that.
It's so if you were like,
Spanish annual.
Yeah,
so it's like, but no, but that's so that the search engine doesn't like
yeah.
lead people to it. Like you'd have to know you're looking for that shit.
right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It doesn't just accidentally
Yeah,
do
it's
that.
just, you just don't have like some fucking grandma being like, all right, like.
Oh, whoa, dude, bestseller.
Animatron. Oh, whoa.
Dude, I
What
looked
is
up.
this?
I looked up butt plugs. One of the best sellers underneath that was an enema and lidocaine.
Damn. In for a nice night, I guess.
Oh yeah, and then of course AAA batteries, a 16 pack of AAA batteries.
You guys ever use a butt plug?
Yes, absolutely.
I did
I
on
have not.
she's not. I did on my ex, and like she's a physician's assistant, a PA.
Nice.
Yeah.
So like she fucking after
got
we did it,
All
she
the medical grade shit.
dude, she was like explaining in detail how like I really pounded against my vagina wall, blah, like going in detail about how I felt. Like, oh, I guess this is what happens when you put a butt plug in a PA. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, you mean on a girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done it on myself too. I'm a freak, dude.
To each their own.
To each his
Dude,
own,
what?
yeah.
Don't. Okay, you know what? Stop this. I just
How big of a
flashlight.
butt plug
We're not
was it?
shaming you.
I didn't have a
Gage.
pump one, but no, yeah, dude, you're fucking.
There's
You're
pumps.
This is just like a little, probably
Yeah,
like that,
yeah, like-
little fucking cannon you put in.
Full
little
cigarette
heart- had a
lighter.
little- it was kind of like the size of it. It was like it had a little
Yeah.
heart. It was,
Pussy.
It actually looks like a thumb.
Oh, you meant the hard metal ones?
yeah.
That's
Oh,
not.
nice.
You want to get the silicone, dude. The hard metal ones. First of all, they're not even
Well, first of all, I'm
dishwasher
not sticking up my own ass.
safe. But I mean, think about the woman. She's got a bigger ass than you, and that's like uncomfortable with that like metal disc. She's basically holding a fucking Kennedy dollar between her butt cheeks, dude.
Yeah, honestly, I
I don't care.
didn't really. The best thing I bought off of there was a vibrating cock ring. Have you ever tried that?
No,
Dude,
I
those are
haven't.
great.
Is that
the
cool?
ball cradle. You ever tried the
Yeah,
ball
it
cradle?
does
There's
have
a
the ball
ball
cradle
cradle?
on it.
That's
But,
the best, dude. That's what it's for.
It's
All
pretty.
right,
It's
all
good
right,
because
I
it's
gotta make a
like
purchase.
it's like one of
Anyao
the few
ball
things that's good for
cockring.
both people. You know.
Yo, dude,
Yeah.
it's perfect. I had exactly with the little bunny on top.
Yeah, you got the
Sex
little-
toys are pretty
Oh.
great.
That was pretty. Cool.
Yeah,
You ever jerked off to
that
just
was
your
a-
thoughts recently?
not recently, but like
It's
last
difficult.
month.
When's the last time you jerked off without porn?
I
A month
tried
ago.
because I try to be like that guy that's like, oh, I'm gonna quit porn now. And then I'm like, I felt like weird. I felt pretty like I'm thinking of like,
people that
people like fucking.
yeah.
It's like this is
Can't
weirder
help
than
it.
just watching
No.
porn and cranking it out real quick.
Dude, you know what's the weirdest? You ever like you ever like watching a video and you're just like jerking off, and then like the person in the video or something to do reminds you of like a specific girl, and you're just like, oh yeah, that was hot, and then you just stop watching the porno and you're just completely reliving the fucking scenario. Like that happens to me. Like that happens to me a lot.
You cry
like,
before you come.
no, after.
Oh,
It's
okay.
usually after.
You're holding back a tear during, but then when you blast, you're just like.
Yeah.
Do either of you guys ever do like I know you go to Planet Fitness, like you'll see a girl like a fucking smoke show just working out there, because I go in the morning and I'll see like I'll be like go there, I'm gonna work out, go home, shower, get work done for the rest of the day, but then I'll see like a hot girl and I'm like, all right, well now I have to jerk off. And then I'll be like, I'm gonna find a porn star that kind of looks like her.
Yep.
And I'm
Oh,
gonna
that's
go
like
home.
most joke where you can like look up like specific.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
that's
there's got to
usually
be
it.
like a police sketch recognition, like AI, like you know what I mean? Like
Google
now,
image search.
well, no, because you know now police sketch don't use like actual sketch artists. They
Yeah.
use like a technician
I'm
who like.
gonna beer you guys want.
I'm all set on beers.
I'll take another one. Thanks, man.
There's like technicians who put in like 50s, like narrow bridge of nose, like big lips, whatever, and so like they can create the composite,
And then
but they don't
just run it
sketch
through a
anymore.
Database.
But there's like AI that does it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Where like
yeah.
you choose between faces and you're like if I saw you and like if I was trying to describe Austin, it would show me a bunch of pictures. It's like basically like an A/B test where it's like you want A or you want B.
Yeah.
And like he looks more like this than this, and then it just narrows and narrows and narrows and narrows. So they need that for porn. You know what I'm saying? Like they
They
need like
do, dude.
dude, that's the next evolution because they already have deepfakes and shit. They need to have on the porn channel. It's like looking for a particular girl, and then it's just like you can like by ethnicity, like age or shit
Well,
like that.
well, hold on. Have you ever heard of that program? There's an AI that someone developed that like you can take a picture of any person, and it will like basically like generate what they probably look like naked.
Ooh, yeah, I've seen plenty of those on Instagram, dude. There's so many people who like
yeah.
well, like they'll do
Well,
celebrities and they'll just do like
yeah.
a composite of tits over like
Well,
a celebrity or
no,
something.
well, so I'm not even talking like that because like when I was a kid, like my iPod Touch used to be full of like celebrity fake nude pictures.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that was
dude.
like my
Well,
favorite.
now with deepfakes, it's
I was,
even
I was-
worse.
well, yeah, but that's the thing is like the AI can literally like just like look at the dimensions on the picture and just be like having a database of billions of images
Oh, yeah.
can just basically be like, okay, given these dimensions, like this is what this looks like, and then literally render it in the same way that like this like facial software technology is, but render just like a naked person. So there's this whole fucking like outraged group of people that were like, this is fucked up. There's this subreddit. There's like subreddit, or I think it was like, or maybe some other website. I don't remember. I just read an article about it. That was like you could like submit a picture of someone and they just do it for you and send it back to you. So people were just doing this to everybody they knew, teachers, fucking like. So now there's just like nude pictures of all these random people floating around
They're
out there.
convincingly nude. That's
And-
why.
yeah, exactly. And then the thing, it's not just like you Photoshop someone's head onto a fucking porn star. It's literally like this is the best approximation from all of the billions of porn images we have of what your third grade teacher's tits look like.
Well,
Here
dude,
you go.
I just saw an
Yeah.
advertisement for Amazon Halo, which is a ecosystem of fitness tracking things where like you weigh yourself and you have like one of those like fitness bands, and also
No,
you
thanks.
take a profile and like a full frontal picture of yourself, not naked, even though I just said full
Not
frontal.
yet.
But that it scans your body and uses AI to determine how much of your body is what weight. So like you weigh yourself and you're like, oh, that's this % body fat.
Why don't you just get on one of those fucking scales that does that, and
I-
it doesn't send it to fucking Jeff Bezos' personal computer? Like,
Yeah, so he can cover up the story with Washington
Yeah.
Post.
so we can find his new girlfriend. Like she is the optimal rate of BMI. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go hunt her down.
I just think like we are moving towards a reality. That's why I asked if you guys jerked off to your thoughts, but because we're moving towards a reality where, you know, we can use technology to create whatever fantasy we choose. Like I've used
I'm gonna jerk off to that thought later.
like all the destruction of the capitalist ideal, libertarian monarchy. No, but I don't know. I know it doesn't make any sense. Shut up. I've jerked off to VR
I like
porn,
it.
and like I'm more interested in the environment.
Wait, hold on.
Do you have goggles? Or
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just about to
I got
ask. Oh,
Oculus.
really?
Yeah.
How was
Oh,
that?
boy,
Does it work?
It's
for it?
great, but it's like
I'm afraid to do that because
Yeah,
I'll be addicted to
yeah,
it.
exactly.
it's
That's
not
what-
that it's not that great. Here's what I'm saying. It's like, first of all, the
But that
compression.
in combination with the
Oh, dude. You
Unbelievable.
don't think I haven't tried that? You don't think I haven't tried that?
Hold on,
That's
hold
what
on.
I'm saying.
Hold on,
I
they
need to go back from there.
They make an electric machine.
Stop.
I'm serious. I'm not even fucking
I've
kidding.
never seen you so excited.
No,
Go
no,
on.
Welcome to the incel basement.
Like, you know,
I know, right?
like I'm saying, if I made like $100,000 a year and I had just like disposable income to spend like a
Then
couple
buy a
$100,
whore.
exactly. Well, that's actually the first thing I would
You
do.
would probably be able to
Like,
get a girlfriend
but-
if you made that much, but go on.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what's preventing me from having a girlfriend right now. But it's like so basically you mount the flashlight in it, and then there are porn videos you can find on Pornhub that sync up to this machine, and you can just like plug in like a Bluetooth code basically, and it will go at the same
Dude,
speed
I would
as
never
the
do
video.
because
They call it Dolby Surround Suck. Dude, yeah.
Oh my God.
6.9 Dolby Surround Suck. Built-in treble. No,
honestly, either of you ever
it gets
jerk
to a
off-
point. It's so like VR porn. It gets to a point where you're like,
Yeah.
I'm playing Beat Saber, then I want to beat my saber, and then it's just like too much. Definitely gonna put that in my fucking act. But then it's like, there's no now. I think VR. I think Oculus knows why people are using Oculus because they've introduced a beta program. Even though I'm alpha, but they introduced a beta program where they can track
Jerk it off to VR porn.
Dude,
Fuck. Oh sh! Drink it.
At least it was on the broken couch.
What?
Drink by a broken man. Sorry.
The story about this couch, I bought it
That's
brand new
okay.
like 6 months ago, and I had it caught in my hallway for 4 months, and that side of the couch is completely fucked up from
I'm so sorry.
I'm
buddy.
gonna from fucking it, trying to get it into the goddamn house.
Looks like I'm a chick who pissed myself because it's just all down here and down the side.
Shit, I'm sorry, man.
You're good. Oh
We'll be
man.
back after this short commercial break.
Actually, this might be a good time to take a quick break.
yeah, please do.
I'm down to smoke a cigarette here.
Clean yourself up, you filthy whore.
Yeah, if you guys want to take a
Sorry,
smoke
honestly.
break, I don't know if you smoke ciggies. Awesome.
Well, I like watching people smoke both.
Dude, same. Isn't that? I think it's because my dad smoked cigarettes when I was a kid.
I don't like
Oh.
smoking.
Dude, I do.
I just think part of me wishes I do because I feel like I have.